we're heading into 2021 and talking about the tech skills. Hard to believe. Wait, isn't it, Veronica? Not even hard to believe. I'm glad.
Yeah.
We need to
Yes.
close the chapter on this year, I think.
By 2020.
By
For sure.
2020 is right. And, looking ahead, we're forecasting the skills that are needed, when it comes to those in tech. And the interesting thing I think here, Veronica, after reading through these is companies really are maturing when it comes to digital transformation now. And they're moving along more and needing more sophisticated project people to handle those projects and things. So this list, there's 7 of them on here. What are some of the top ones? Can you highlight those for us?
Sure, sure. I talked to lots of folks, Accenture, Trend Micro, PwC, to get an idea of, what are they going to need in the new year. And what I found out was that a lot of the low-hanging fruit is gone, right? They've done some of the simple stuff, at least companies that are working on artificial intelligence and machine learning and automation. They've got the easy stuff out of the way. So now they're moving on to more advanced projects, more complex projects that have more connecting parts and more complexity. So they need people who can manage that level of complexity. Um, Accenture, their global head of cloud operations, was saying that it used to be more lift and shift. Like, we have this thing on premises and we need to move it to the cloud. Now that work is certainly underway, if not done, and the focus is building in cloud native architecture. So they need people who are focused on that, people who understand containers and how that architecture works. So that's one. Cloud native skills will continue to be important and maybe even increase in the new year. Along those same lines, cybersecurity companies are looking for people who understand how to work in the cloud also, because as more operations move to the cloud, the security risk expands. The security risk is different. On-prem is not the same as in the cloud. And so that will be affecting cybersecurity professionals as well. Trend Micro was saying that some of their clients said that moving to the cloud has really changed everything. And so it really does take a special skill set to understand those cybersecurity risks and put a good defense in place. And finally, one of the most interesting conversations I had was with PwC. They recently released a report on how to succeed with AI, what the companies that are in sort of that second phase of the transformation, what they're doing. And one thing that they mentioned was operational machine learning skills. So you have the data scientist who's writing the algorithm, figuring out the data, what do we want to analyze, what do the results tell us, and building the model. And those folks really want to hand the next phase of the work off to engineers, operational people, so that they can deploy it, they can monitor it, they can track it over time, they can make changes as needed. And PwC was saying that job category in particular, operational machine learning, is really going to grow in the next year. That there's so much more out, there's so many more algorithms out there operating, bringing back intelligence, collecting new data, that operational skill set will be really important.
Yeah, most definitely. As they're taking things to a new level here, Veronica. And another segment that you really focused on too, talking about low code, soft skills, things like that, that people need to be cognizant of and to have again as they head into 2021 and looking to change jobs or enter the market for that matter.
Yeah, so I think it was Forrester that predicted that 2020 will really be the year that low code takes center stage, moves beyond sort of the early adopters to be more broadly accepted. And I talked to Pega Systems, and they're a specialist in low code. And their developer advocate said that you really have to build community around low code, because you don't learn low code in college, right? You might learn Java or you might learn Python, but you certainly don't learn how to work in low code. So her job as a developer advocate and a community builder is to talk with not only people interested in the tech world, but also business people, trying to get stuff done about low code. What can it do? What does it require? How does it fit into your broader development schedule? How do you make sure that it's a complement and not just one more thing that the developers have to track down? So she was saying that she really looks for individuals who want to learn, who want to always be developing new skills, who can figure out, what's a different way to do this that we haven't tried before. So from her perspective, it was really more about a mindset than a skill set. And I talked to a couple other folks as well who said that being willing to learn all the time is really important. You can't just learn how to work with this one code or work with this one platform and you're done. You just have to really be willing to learn all the time. And so companies are changing to support that need. I talked to Capital One, and they have actually a tech college where they're matching up their business needs with specific training for the employees. They're making some of the modules shorter and more led by subject matter experts. So developer might be teaching a class on something. And they are also really focused at Capital One on product managers. As you have all these new things, the automation and AI and natural language processing, as you have all these new projects out in the world, someone has to keep track of what's on target and what needs to be updated and what's falling behind. So Capital One is also really focusing on developing more product managers to handle all those things.
Very good. You know what? It'd be interesting to see as we head into this next year or another year from now and look back as to how 2020 shaped us too in a million ways, right? But tech specifically and how skill needs are changing, and it's really going to be fascinating to look back and see that as well.
Yes, it really will.
And a list of 7 of these, Veronica, those are all in of course, your full article there on Tech Republic. Yes. And we hope all of you guys will check that out, and we appreciate you watching.